Now, today's episode, mtapenda. She's an advocate of the High Court. She's also a leading female gospel DJ. Yeah, I know it's hard to reconcile advocate na DJing. But on today's episode, she'll share with us her journey of how she became a lawyer alongside being a DJ. This is a story of one DJ Tabz right here on A Woman's Journal. Even before we get into the discussion, let me just take this opportunity to thank Sukusuku along Kiambu Road for this beautiful space that has just been somewhat relaxing and therapeutic in my opinion. But yeah, story for another day. Tabz is in the building.
Yeah.
Twende.
Sijui tupeleke hizi microphones uko mbali.
Naona hivyo. Tutamaliza lakini sasa unajua hauna decks.
Well.
Hi Tabz, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm doing well. So nice to meet you in person.
It's so nice to meet you too. Inakuonanga kwa TV.
Girl, stop. Ni God, manze.
God, for sure, 100% ni
but
God.
I also see you on the screens.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, you see me, I see you.
Nice.
But for someone who's not seen you before, who is DJ Tabz?
So my name is DJ Tabz. I am a gospel female DJ, strictly gospel music. I am also a lawyer by profession. Actually, I am an advocate of the High Court.
Come on.
There's a difference. There's a difference. So aside from that, I also do business. I am married. Yeah, that's basically what I do.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I love that.
That's who I am. And of course, most important of all, I am born again.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew it was going to come.
That is what is most important. That is what sets us apart from everyone else. Yeah, for sure.
Two things you've said that I'd want us to get deep into when you say there's a difference between an advocate of the High Court and a lawyer. And then also talking about how you're a lawyer, how you're an advocate, and also a DJ.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it. But before that, mchezo kidogo. Kama hatuna mchezo, hatuna podcast. Are you ready?
Lazima tucheze.
So at least you see I gave you the questions in advance. So I ambushed you.
Sawa.
Yeah. So you're going to ask me, I ask you.
Okay.
Yes. Do you want to go first? I might do.
No, you start.
Okay, fine. If you won the lottery, what would you spend your money on?
Oh my gosh. I think I'll spend it on a lot of things depending on the amount of money. Lately I've been having this thing for farming. So I think I'll actually venture into dairy farming. Yeah. Not the agricultural farming. Dairy. I have tried that and man.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. We'll get into that, I think. So I think I will do dairy farming, expand my dairy farming business. I will also get a better car, of course. And of course, just expand my other businesses that I have. So I think that is what I will do. Yeah.
I'll be honest. That GLE is just calling my name. And the GLCs, I'll just be like, you know what, girl, do this for you. Make you happy first.
Exactly.
So, yeah, like you said, it also depends with the amount of money.
Yeah.
But I think the first thing I'd want to do is for me. Like actually to appreciate myself, then be like, okay, where can I invest money? No, judge.
No, it's actually
a reality.
That is how it should be. Your happiness comes first. Even before you think about helping other people in the society or helping your parents and your siblings, your happiness comes first. If you do not have peace, then everyone else will not have peace. Hata ukipeana hiyo pesa kwa children's home utakuwa unaipeana na madharau juu wewe.
Uko.
Shikeni tu ni juu vile tu ni lazima, ni obligation.
Yeah.
But if you're happy and you're content first with yourself, then you'll be able to share that joy, contentment and satisfaction with other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my truth. I would do something for me first.
Yeah.
Then something investment oriented and now maybe charity as well.
Sawa.
Yeah. Your turn.
So what umeshasema, what is a goal you would like to accomplish in the near future? Okay, except
the jelly.
Except
in addition to the GLE.
In addition,
furthermore, that henceforth. What is a goal I'd want to accomplish in the future? I think career-wise, I would want to be like a household name. I'd want to get to the levels of Kina Oprah.
Oh, nice.
And just being like a whole movement by myself. On a personal level, I think I want to achieve the goal of traveling whenever I want to. Like you wake up, the air today is not so fresh. Let me go see how it is in Thailand. You know that kind of vibe. Lottery. And then what else? Health-wise, also just making sure I'm taking care of my body, fitness. I told you this when we were talking on phone. I'm like, I've been saying I'm going to start walking, but since I walk with the Lord, it should count, you know? So career-wise, that would be it. Personal goal would be to be able to travel whenever. Yeah. And mental health, yes, that also falls under health. I think making sure that my body is in good shape and my mental health is in good shape. Yeah.
Great. Wow.
We're getting deep onto it.
Yeah, and they're very realistic goals.
Yeah.
Very realistic.
And practical.
Great goals, Apple.
This is on top of the GLE. Okay. Let me see. What is something that is now considered outdated that you wish would come back?
What is outdated? I think we millennials, there's so much that is outdated that I think should come back. Number one, this whole thing of guys trying to feel like education is no longer important. I was somewhere with a forum with parents just the other day, and everyone was like, mtoto wangu alimaliza form 4 alafu akakataa kuendelea na shule. They want to do content creation, or they just want to do I am a lawyer and I'm a DJ at the same time. That is something you can do.
You can pursue your passion,
Yes, you can go to school, you can get your degree, you can get your master's in education, and at the same time, you can still pursue the other passion that doesn't seem to be education related.
Yes.
So I think education is becoming outdated in this day and age. Guys are like, hata wakisoma, they are just doing it for their parents. Yes. So I think that's something that this generation should actually embrace. Education is important.
Yeah.
Very important.
But do you think that maybe the educational system is what should adjust kidogo to the times that have changed? Because I feel like during our times, it was always, you're either becoming a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, a pilot, those big careers. But I think right now I'm seeing there's also value in someone's gift and someone's talent. So, and I don't know whether that's what CBC is doing, where they're also incorporating your gift and your design and your talents and the things that you want to do, even as we pursue the traditional education. Do you think that maybe that's what would work?
Yeah, and that is so true. But kuna wengine wanaona hata doing these technical courses is not so my thing. I can't go do catering, I can't go do hospitality management, I can't go do plumbing, I can't do electrical engineering. Like, seriously, it's still very important for your education, for you to even go do those courses. So if you have just finished school, content creation is not the only thing you can do. You can do something extra with your life. You can go to school, and you can even do these technical courses. Maybe someone did not get the grades that are needed to get into university, maybe to become a lawyer or something, but you can still find something to do with your time. So most people are like, mi nataka tu katu, mi nataka tu kufanya content, mi nataka tu kutravel, lakini utatoa pesa kutravel wapi?
I think a lot of people want the easy way out. Like, I want to make the money you make working 8 to 5 for like 7 days, but without having to work. When someone posts something and says, DM me to know how you can make 70,000 in a day. Look at how many comments are there. How? Actually, tell me.
I just got that text like a few minutes when I was just seated pale. Ati, if you want to make 3,000 to 8,000 an hour, all you have to do is submit, I don't know what, so that you can be just writing. I don't know, writing. It was text messages or something, writing text messages, and I'm like, what What do you mean? 3,000 to 8,000 an hour? Who is going to
pay you to just
for
do
being
such
on
a small task
on your phone
for
that time? Yani, people just want the easy way out, and you know those are not minimum. That's not a real job. That's probably a con man.
Yes.
Lakini saiju amelan, that is what people want. That is what people want in this generation. Ata capture so many people. So many young people fall for it.
Because imagine if you just get 10 people, that's 80 Gs. That's
exactly.
30 to 80 Gs.
Yeah.
Out of laziness.
So when you sign up, they'll tell you send first how much, a certain amount, and then you'll get in the program. Alafu pesa yako tu inapotelea.
And it's weird, we are complaining hatuna pesa, but ikikuja kwa hizi vitu mko na pesa. But anyway, let's not get personal. I feel like we've already started with the discussion. Now let me start with your low. Hey, karibu ancestors wafanya lile jambo. But the devil is a liar. You pursuing law, was it a personal choice or is it like maybe pressure from parents?
No, it was a personal choice. My first choice was actually DJing. So I wanted to be a DJ when I was in Form 3. So I was a member of the CU. I got born again in Form 3. That Form 3, I got born again. And then I used to do gospel music. Sauti yani haikuwa. Yani I used to force issues.
Lily, I listen to the words, not the voice.
So I will go to your time ilikuwa inaitwa Maximum Melodies, Melmax Studios, and during the holidays I will record music and all that. So I wanted to be an artist. And my favorite artists walikuwa Emoji, Mbakenti, Tony, Boss. They were my favorite artists. Yes. And I was like, yani, one time I just want, nikimaliza shule, I'll go and sing with these guys, and then we'll win awards together and all that. So DJing was actually my first passion, which I got in high school. And then when I finished high school, here comes the long story.
Here for it.
That time when you're seated, you go like, mom and dad, now that I am done with high school, I want to be a DJ. They're like, what? My dad had to confirm. Akaniuliza, hiyo kitu yenye naonanga watu wako na marasta na ma earrings kwa masikio kwa TV. He was talking about my mentor actually. The person who eventually became my mentor. Wenye ninaonanga ukiona hapa kwa TV, those are the people you want to be. And I'm like, okay. When ukitoa rasta na the earrings, you know, you're making it sound so bad.
Yes.
But I actually want to be a gospel DJ. So for me, it's not just still about DJing. It's not just about the music. It's also something beyond the music. So my dad was like, no, you're not going to do that. Not in my house. So December, nikamaliza Form 4. Then in January came, and my dad was like, you're not going to stay idle in this house. And that DJing you're not going to do. So what will happen is you'll go to KCA University and you'll do accounting, because my dad was an auditor and my mom was an accountant. So they are mathematicians, and me, maths was my worst subject after physics.
Those are my favorites.
Really?
Yes.
How did people pass math and physics? Like how?
It's just numbers, and you have a good time with the numbers.
No, I never have good time with numbers. Except when I'm counting money.
That's the only time we like math.
So he was like, okay, go do accounting. I was like, okay, sawa, now what can I do? Let me just go and do it. So I went and did accounting, though I was personally, I was like, yes, I'm doing accounting, but I have a hidden agenda. Unfortunately, I had a hidden agenda. Mine was to save my pocket money so that I can go to DJ school.
Oh dear.
So before that, I had already approached my mentor, DJ Mo, asked him how much is DJing. He was like, okay, it's 30,000 for 2 months. And I was like, okay, I may not get 30,000 right now because I'm a student. But maybe what can you do for me? And he told me, you go get 15,000, then come back. And I was like, you know what? I'll get that 15,000. and get that other 15,000 sponsorship, because you told me you go get 15,000, come back, then if you're good, we'll sponsor you the 15k, the other 15k there. So I was so determined. I was like, I'll get this 15,000
so that I can secure the other 15,
and then the other 15,000 I'll work till I get that sponsorship. That is exactly what I did. So I saved 15,000 from my pocket money. I remember my parents do not know this, but I used to walk to school so that I can save maybe like 50, 100 shillings. So that I save my pocket. Like I never used to go for lunch. And by the end of 4 months, because it was section A CPA, by the end of 4 months, I had already saved 15,000.
Wow.
And so I was like, okay, I went back to my dad. And my dad was like, it's time for you now to do your exam. Mimi Tabz nimekuwa tu nikiattend class. You know, I've not been concentrating, I've not been reading, because my mind is not even there. I just finished Form 4 the other day. I just want to relax my mind and do something that is less book work, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. So I told my dad, Mimi, this is not what I want to do. I really want to go do DJing. And so I told him, I'm not going to do those exams, and I'm not going to waste any more of your money. Haina haja I waste your money.
Yeah.
So alikuwa zile za like, okay. I think he was just there. He was like, no. And I remember that night, it was at night after my parents had come from work, and we were sitting down, we were seated at the sitting room, and we were going at it back and forth. You know, you must. It reached a point where I broke down and cried. I'm like, no, I want to do DJing and all that. And my dad and my mom were like, Apana, you will not do that. And my dad was like, Sasa, what will you do with your life and all that? And luckily, okay, I don't know if it's luckily or by chance, when the most subject, the subject that I was most interested in at that time was law. So I told my dad, Mimi, the only thing I've gotten from accounts is that I have finally known what I want to do in campus. So please just let me go until the time when I get to campus, when I do my law degree. At this time, please allow me to do what I want to do, my DJing. And then I also want to do law. I'll do it in September, because that is when now we were getting into campus. So he was like, okay, sawa, I don't want you to do this, but umelia sana.
Alikwambia yes shingo upande.
Umelia sana. Weenda tu ufanye. And it was so shingo upande, like hata kesho enda ulipe. Enda, just go. That is how I found myself in a DJ academy the following day. And
you were really determined.
Yeah, lucky enough my dad paid hata ile 15,000 yenye nilikuwa nimesave. Sasa nilitumia kununua CDs, kununua Discman. Hiyo time ilikuwa Discman. You remember that Discman, that round thing that used to put CDs inside so that can play. Where's your generation? Oh my goodness.
I am a millennial, but hapa karibu na Gen Z.
kulikuwa na kitu ilikuwa inaitwa Discman. It looked like just a CD disc. Is it on that
you place like something?
Yeah, you place a CD inside. Alafu sasa it just plays music. You insert headphones or earphones, and then you listen.
Okay.
Yeah, so at that time, I think it was around 10 Gs. So I bought my Discman. I bought my CDs, my CD bags, because that time we never used to have laptops. We used to have CD bags. So you have to have a collection of CDs. So that is what I used my 15,000 on.
For, yeah.
Yeah, so I went to DJ class. That is how I found myself in system units under DJ Mo and DJ Sadiq at that time, and DJ Raf. And now here comes another interesting bit. The first day nilingia hiyo class. By the time I was leaving that class, I had already quit in my mind. No, I am not coming back to this class. Hii class ni ngumu. Mimi nilikuwa nafikiria DJing tu naenda tu ninacheza muziki.
Unakuwa entertained.
Nakuwa entertained and that's it. But DJing is an art, and the first class unaingia, you're taught about the machine. The machine has so many buttons, connections, wiring and all that. Alafu najua hiyo ni ile kitambo when you used to use CDs. Kwizi si ile time yenye mtu anaweza ingia kwa gig na laptop na acheze na virtual DJ.
Ilikuwa CDs.
Yes, CDs, and you have to learn how to connect your machine where each cable goes, whether it's the sound cable, whether it's the players, whether it's the mixer and all that. You had to learn all that. So mi nilifika hapo naona buttons mingi sana, ninafunzwa hizi buttons zote sishiki, naziandika kwa kitabu sishiki. I'm like, I ain't coming back tomorrow.
I don't want this anymore.
No, we ain't doing this. Then I went back home. I'm like, yani, I struggled with my parents all that time. And then now I'm quitting. No way. I've been having this dream since Form 3, Form 4, and now it's like 2.5 years.
Yes.
And then I give up. I quit the first day. No, I am not going to do that. So the following day, I went back. And I was determined. I was like, no, I am going to learn this because this was my passion. It is what I chose. It's not what my parents chose for me. This is what I chose, and I struggled to get here. So I'm going to learn it. By fire, by force. That is exactly what I did. Because if you put your mind to something, you will definitely achieve what you put your mind to.
Yes.
And above all, when you put your mind to something, despite the challenges, you will push and push despite everything that comes your way. So despite these challenges that were coming, I was determined because this is something that I put my mind to, and it was something that I loved doing. So I did DJing 2 months, and that is how I became a DJ. September, I went to law school.
Yes.
And it was something I chosen for myself. My parents did not choose that for me. So I went to law school, did law, 4 years at University of Nairobi, another 1 year at Kenya School of Law, and now I am an advocate. So that an advocate is also a lawyer, by the way. But kuna mwenye hajaenda Kenya School of Law.
But ni advocate.
Yeah, ni lawyer.
Yeah, ni lawyer.
Yes, because they have a degree in law. But now once you're admitted to the bar, you go to Kenya School of Law, you do your pupillage, and you're admitted to the bar. Now you become an advocate of the High Court. Yes.
Okay. So that's the difference between a lawyer and an advocate.
We are all lawyers, but mwenye hajaenda Kenya School of Law na hajakuwa admitted to the bar, that is not an advocate. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. So how do you balance the two? Because you still DJ and you still an advocate.
Yes.
How do you balance the two?
Here comes trouble.
Let's hear it.
Balancing the two has been quite a challenge. Actually, I cannot tell you that I have 100% mastered how to balance both of them, because each and every day or each and every time or each and every year, you just find something challenging. Something else comes up that becomes a challenge. But, these are two things that need your time. They need your effort. They need you to be there if it's gigs. So there was a time I took a sabbatical, especially when I was in school, Kenya School of Law, because at campus things, vitu ziko sawa, you can balance as long as you catch up with your studies and all that. But now when it comes to Kenya School of Law, things are a bit tough there, because it's just like a 10-month program. And it's very intense, and you have 9 units that you have to master, and you have to pass all of them so that you can be admitted to the bar. If you fail, you repeat, and you can't just stay there repeating every time. So it needed a lot of time. So that time I took a sabbatical, and I was like, let me concentrate on this first, so that I can get my postgraduate dip, and just continue with life. So I took a sabbatical for quite a number of years, because now you have to go to Kenya School of Law, and then you that's 1 year. You do your pupillage for another 1 year. By the time you're done, that's another 1 year gone. By the time you're admitted, that's about two years gone, or 2.5. So my sabbatical was around from 2016 to 2020. So I stopped DJing around that time. And I think that was my most challenging time, because I had not learned how to balance these two. And then you don't have maybe really people who can tell you how to do these two things, because finding a lawyer and a DJ,
it's unheard of.
It's rare. So finding someone who can tell you, okay, you can do this at this time and you can do this at this time, it was quite a challenge. But I think with time you get to learn how to balance both of them. And it's even more difficult when you're employed, because your boss needs your time and 100% concentration on this. And then maybe you also have gigs on this other end. Maybe on Saturday you have a gig, but your boss wants you in the office and all that. Or maybe you have a gig weekday, and then you have a court session that same time. So balancing was quite a challenge. But right now that I'm in self-employment, at least I'm able to balance my time. Yeah, I'm able to balance things better right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
By self-employed, do you mean like you have your own firm?
Yes, I have my own firm. It's called Tabitha Githere and Co-Advocates in Ruiru. At the same time, I also do business with my husband. And at the same time, I also do DJing on KBC. Yes.
You see that?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you something. When you're getting into the DJ space, were you worried? Because I think Kitambo, we knew it to be a male-dominated space. Was that one of the concerns you had when venturing into it, or did you have adequate support?
Actually, it was not. It was less of a concern and more of a motivator.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, it was a motivation because, I mean, you're like, there are no female DJs. I remember when I was getting into DJing, I only had there was only one female DJ like I could look up to in the gospel scene. And we were actually in the same school, high school. Shout out to State House Girls High School.
Woo-woo.
Yeah, produced 2 female gospel DJs.
Nam Ringi.
To Ringi. Yeah, so when I was in Form 1, she was in Form 4. So when she finished, she got into DJing, and by the time I was getting to Form 3, I was like, I want to be like her, you know, when I finished school. So it was a motivation. Yeah. And the support system that I had was so good.
Yeah.
Kina DJ Mo, walikuwa watu wa kunisupport, wa kuniambia Tabz, usisikize watu, usiangalie watu wengine, you are a very good DJ. They made sure that I have mastered the skill, and not just the skill, because DJing is not just about the skill, but it's also about branding yourself, about talking on radio, talking on TV. That was quite a challenge.
Yeah.
I remember when I was still a student, I was given a show on Truth FM. We used to do with Kina Mo and Alemba. So that is how they coached me. That is how they trained me. So I had a great support system. And of course, my parents, after waliona, kumbe unazaenda kwa TV na hii kitu.
Kumbe unaweza omoka na hii kitu.
They are like, okay, sawa. You know, endelea, you're
so eventually
doing well.
they warmed up to it.
Yes, they did. Eventually they did. And nowadays they are my great supporters. They watch my show every Saturday. They wake up to watch my show, despite the fact that they are retired right now.
Yeah.
But they support me.
That's nice.
And yeah, so it was really motivating to be a female DJ at that time. Yeah.
I love that. At what point did you get into farming?
Farming.
Yes.
Farming.
Another story.
Farming is something I said last year. Last year, at a time like this, my shamba was booming. I tell you, it was booming. It's somewhere in close to Naivasha, somewhere there. Then one day, inaitwa nini, climate decided to do its thing.
Yeah? What were you planting?
I don't know. Potatoes.
Potatoes.
Yes. So I was supposed to harvest 80 bags of potatoes. Then one day, baridi ikakuja, ikamwagika overnight. And you know, everything ikachomeka. You know, that I'm just trying to translate it in simpler terms, you know, like I don't know what the agricultural terms. I don't know the agricultural terms, but there's a time when it can get so cold or it can rain so heavily that destroy crops. You know, your crops are destroyed. It gets too cold that the potatoes get, what is it called? Is it dew or something like that?
Like they get soggy?
No, they die. Okay. You know, the climatic conditions are supposed to be favorable. Like, isikwe too much water, not too much sun. Like, it's just supposed to be favorable. No extremes. So, sikumaja kakua too cold and zikachomeka, you know, like the plants. Zikachomeka. And I was not able to get enough harvest. I think I just harvested like 6 bags and out of 80. So it was a great loss. It was a huge loss. So yeah, last year is when I got into farming. And vile nimeingia tu hivyo, I was so discouraged. But
that's the hard way, yeah.
Yeah, and then working in Nairobi and then your farm is a bit far. That is also quite a challenge. So you also have to have someone there who is closely monitoring your crops and all that. So last year is when I got into it, and I'm still doing it. So this year I decided, let me get into dairy farming. Let me try dairy farming. Let me get someone to just do the job. So yeah, that is my project for this year, dairy farming. Yeah.
Ulichomeka once ukasema I'm not looking back.
No. Hey, character development.
A good one.
Alafu, the interesting thing is, when you go on Twitter, watu wengi watakwambia like that season was quite bad. Last year, beginning from Feb, March, around this time,
yes,
the rains were too much. Actually, the rains extended from December to January to Feb, zikashikana na March.
Yes.
Kulikuwa na a lot of flooding. So this year actually it's a bit favorable. Hata kukiwa kajua sana, at least it rained the other day and all that. Yeah. So I'll still continue with farming, but it's good to also try something else, something different. Not just the crop farming, you can also do dairy farming at the same time.
Okay. So these two hats that you wear, they are not similar in any way. This one is so serious. This one is entertainment. Are there things you learn from the serious one that you apply in the entertainment, or something you learn as a DJ that you apply in your low life?
Yeah, especially when it comes to intellectual property. Because like when you're in DJing, you're dealing with a lot of copyright issues, intellectual property issues. So at least when you're on this other side, the legal side, you're able to gauge, like if I do my mix, what are some of the legal issues that could arise if I post it on this channel, or if I do this, or if I go on TV and say something. Even if we are on TV 24/7, there's something you can say that can actually have legal consequences.
Like what?
Yes, there's something you can say that can have legal consequences
other than
to yourself
defamation,
or to someone else, or rather to the TV station. So you always have to be careful about what you're saying. Like you're saying, like the way you're saying about defamation, you can say something about someone and then they decide to sue the station and sue and join you in that case and all that. So yeah, so intellectual property actually really what do you call it? There's somewhere where they merge with legal stuff, rights, and of course intellectual property rights in music.
Ish, that's such a flex. Like someone can
so
just
I think
come play around with you.
That's where I find them coming together most of the times.
Yeah. Okay, which is good. Why strictly gospel DJing?
Number one, because I am born again. Number two, because I cannot play music that I don't listen to. That is what I say. I cannot play music that I don't listen to, because how will I entertain people with music
something that has not entertained you first?
Yes, that doesn't entertain me, something I don't listen to and all that. So number one, because I am born again. Number two, I would love to use the art that I have been given and the skill that I have been given for the glory of God. So when I stand there and stand on TV or go for gigs, even sometimes high school gigs, and parents will approach you and they'll be like, wow, I want my daughter to be like you. But okay, I might say something that will be like throwing shade to others, but if I
long as you don't sue us.
but if I go somewhere maybe inappropriately dressed and then I'm playing music, no matter how nice I'm playing that music, there's a parent who will be like, I don't want my daughter to be like this girl. I don't want my child to be like this, or even me myself, I don't want to be like this when I grow up. So I really want to be a motivation to other girls out there. And I really want to do something that I'm comfortable doing. Because gospel music is something that I'm comfortable doing. Secular music personally is not. It's not my thing. It's not something that even when you go to an event, when a client books me, the first thing I tell them is I am a gospel DJ. Please note that I'm a gospel DJ. If you want secular music, I cannot play that.
I'm not the person for you.
No.
But have you had instances where you've been approached for secular gigs and you had to say no?
Yes. Very many instances. I remember my first encounter was when I was in second year. I was doing a gig for Safaricom in Meru. And Safaricom, of course, when they were telling me to go do the gig, because it was a campus gig, they were taking me there as a gospel DJ. But you see, when the fans now start saying, tunataka sasa ingine, you know, they now want to stop listening to gospel music. Now they want you to play something else, you know, now
something like, they can dance to.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Some like they want reggae, secular music or something. They want roots and all that. Yes, there's gospel reggae music, but they're like, okay, sasa tumesikia hiyo tunataka ingine, you know that, all that. And at some point, you know, ilifika some time where people were drinking and all that, and they were asking for secular music. And I was like, hey guys, I don't play secular music. But the good thing is my promoter now, Safaricom, they knew, you know, this is a gospel DJ, and they were like, as we are comfortable with you playing gospel music, so you play gospel music because that is what you've come here to play. Yeah. So after my time was done, they were like, okay, sawa, and they brought in the secular DJ. So I think that was my first encounter when I was in second year. I was like 2 years into DJing. That was my first encounter with guys wanting me to play secular music. And subsequently, I've had so many encounters, especially weddings.
Oh yeah, weddings.
Yeah,
because weddings are a bit flexible. Love songs.
Yeah. But there are people who strictly want gospel music in their weddings. Lakini inafika point where the guys you've called for your wedding, now they want secular music. And you're like, and then the owner of the event is like, okay, sasa tafanya nini, you know. Yeah, so there are those instances.
And at that point, you're like, I can't. And that's a very strong virtue to have, discipline.
Yeah.
Where you say this, having non-negotiables.
Yes.
I don't care how good the money is. For me, it's a no.
Yeah.
And that makes me want to ask you, what are some other core values that you really hang on to closely?
Number one is respect. Respecting everyone. Does not matter who they are. Even if it's someone you find on the road and they don't look like maybe someone who's maybe it's not someone who's nice to you or something. It's good to respect everyone. Everywhere you go, respect everyone, and above all, respect yourself, because if you respect yourself, then you're able to show that respect to other people. You're able to show that respect to your parents, to your friends, to your colleagues, to your spouse especially, to your kids. You're able to show that respect to other people. So if you respect yourself, you're able to respect other people. So that is one value that I truly, truly embrace and appreciate. Number two is like what you've said, non-negotiables, sticking to what you believe in. Yeah. So if you feel like you're not meant to do something, or something does not interest you, then speak about it. Speak up. You know, if your parents are forcing you to do something and you don't want to do it, speak up.
Yeah.
Usiseme, don't waste their money, don't waste their time. Like me, I felt
don't
bad.
Give them false hope.
I wasted my parents, you know.
Accounting.
Lakini ikafika mali nikamwambia dad, me, I don't want to waste your money, so I'm not going to do that exam because I don't want to do it. I don't want to pursue this for the next 4 years. That is not what I want to do. So yeah, don't waste your parents' money, don't waste people's time, don't waste your time. So if there's something that you're doing and you do not like,
don't force yourself.
Don't force yourself.
Yeah.
And then always put God first. Prayer is important. Like always seek God. Musema ile maombi yenye nilikuwa ninaomba nikiwa high school na campus. Hadi wa leo bado ndio inanishikilia. No, because God never changes. You might forget the prayers you are making that time,
but
God will never forget. Yeah, he has a record. He remembers, and he's like, if at that time you are telling him, God, in my 30s, give me a good husband, give me a good home. Well, ikifika hiyo time, unaweza kuulisahau. Ikifika hiyo time, God will surely bless you with what you desire or what you prayed for. So always hold on to God no matter what. I know a relationship with God is just like a relationship with any other. It can break No, sometimes you can fall out of love. Sometimes you can fall out of, yani uambie tu God, mimi manze vile unanipeleka sioni ikiwa poa. But just in the same way that you forgive others, it's the same way that you should also reconcile yourself with God.
With God, yeah.
If you feel he has failed you somewhere, usikae tu useme sasa mimi sitaenda kanisa. Sasa mimi sitafuata njia za Mungu. Mungu hata ni kama haexist. No, don't just sit there and say that. Try and reconcile that relationship with God.
Yeah.
And for sure, God is everything for us. He knows our beginning and our end. So anything you want to do, ni God kwanza.
Yeah.
God kwanza manze.
As a Christian, what is the lowest point you've hit? Because I know sometimes trust in God, it doesn't mean it's a smooth path, you know. It has its ups and downs. I don't know for you, what memory do you have of that one moment that you almost even questioned God? Yeah.
There are so many moments, but maybe if I may start back then kidogo. I remember when I was in Kenya School of Law, I studied hard. I prayed hard. Ile maombi unaomba hadi magoti nauma. When you're in your hostel or in your room, you're praying and you're like, God, please help me, please help me. There's something called an oral exam in law, Kenya School of Law. Kuna oral exams, they happen around, I think, August. So that is why you just go in front of a panel, they ask you questions and all that. So me, I had prayed and I was like, God, give me confidence. I mean, nasimamanga mbele ya TV, nasimamanga mbele ya umati na wa DJ and all that. So, I mean, a panelist of 4, what is that? You know, give me confidence. And so I was very confident getting in there because I was like, God akona mimi. And then I got in there and everything evaporated. Every single thing. The lecturers were asking me questions. I was like, najua lakini siku haitoki. Ukiku unaanza kusikia ni kama, oh my gosh. Good thing we were given seats. So you just go, you sit and all that. Because I was in heels. Of course, in your oral exam, unavaa suti vizuri, lazima uchape heels. So I was seated down and I was feeling my legs were just like... And I think even the lecturers noticed because one of them was just like, relax, my dear, just relax, you know. And everything evaporated. By the time I was getting out of that room, I was so mad at God. Because I was like, wewe ndio ulikuwa unafaa kunifanya nikumbuke hizi vitu. Because I studied. I did my part. But wewe ndio uliumba hii mwili. You are the one who created my brain. You're the one who's supposed to put everything to remembrance. In fact, you say that in your word. That you will put to remembrance.
But no, this one time.
I remember I was so mad. It got to a point where I was like, me and God, we are done. So what I did, it was very funny at the time. I went to Katoloni. I had never been there. But I had to because I was feeling like this was my end with God. Nikikosa kureconcile relationship yangu na God saizi. We are done. Done deal. So I went to Katoloni for like 2 days. And I prayed and I asked God, Yani, please, I am so mad at you. But there was a word that was in Habakkuk. Sayo yo time nilikuwa nimeshika sana. But it was that it was saying that the Lord will restore. You know, everything that has been lost there, the Lord will restore and he will make it anew. And you know, I came across that one and I was like, this is not the end. I may have thought that I've failed in this, but this is not the end. In fact, our results hazijatoka. Hata sijamaliza hii law school, lakini nimekasirikia Mungu sana. But thankfully, I got over that. I got over my anger. That is how God taught me, even each and every subsequent time that I am angry, either at someone or at something, he taught me to you know, calm down. You know, let go of your anger. It is not the end of the world. Being angry is not the best way to solve issues. You know, you just have to be calm and talk it out. If it's with someone who made you angry, talk it out with them.
Sema ikutoke.
Sema ikutoke. Usiende kuwatusi. Because me ilikuwa imefika point because we God hadi namrushia mikono. But he taught me like, no, you just calm down. don't get angry. If you feel you're angry, talk it out.
Yeah.
So I went and talked it out with God, and he helped me to have self-control and to just control my anger each and every time. And from that time, by the way, mupata, if I'm angry, I'm not the person who will be very angry at someone, but I have learned that virtue of really speaking out and just controlling my anger and trying my best, even if it's with my spouse, you know, just trying our best to.
Because upon on a skates tested chokweli. Sources say that.
It's here, see?
Word on the street is your patience will be tested.
And that is for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what about the best part of your work with God?
My best part. My best part is that he has never left me. Hata zile times zenye nimesikia ni kama I have failed myself or I've failed other people, or maybe I've not done enough, or maybe something I wanted to do I have not achieved. He has never left me. Ananipeanga your confidence kila time that the journey that I am on, he knows, and he has set everything beforehand. So mimi nikifeel hata ni kama ninaenda kuingia kwa shimo, God ako na mimi. So hata hiyo shimo yenye naenda kuingia, mimi naona ni shimo, lakini yeye anaona. Yeah, anaona a way out. So he has never left me. So that is one thing I'm always confident about. Even if I do not go to church, or even if I feel like things are weighing me so down that I'm not praying, or I'm not fasting, or I'm not doing anything, one thing I know is that God will not leave me because of that. He will not leave me because I'm not going to church for a year. He will not leave me because I don't pray as often as I used to, or I don't read the Bible each and every morning, which I'm not saying that people should not.
Yeah.
But just be confident that God will not leave you. God does not hate you.
His love is not conditional.
Yes, he does not hate you because now you do not read the word. But of course, make sure that you're reading the word.
Yeah, keep up with the word. Yeah. You know, as I was listening to your story, when I was very young, I was also slightly musically inclined. I wanted to learn the piano. Okay, kwa kuimba pia.
Hata mimi nilikuwa nataka kulearn keyboard by there at some point. Yeah.
I really wanted to learn how to play the piano, and I think it was very evident that I'm passionate about it. And my mom got me a small piano that we used to use batteries, so I just play around with it. And my shosho told me, "Do you see a musician in this family? you want to okay? Nah, not you. Soma first. Then these things you want with pianos, you will do them later." And I think I shelved that dream till date. And listening to you, I'm like, I wish I was a bit more aggressive and going after it, because I could have done it as a hobby, or I don't know, just something on the side. And I'm thinking of that person who's listening to us today, and they're like, you know what, me, I shelved so many dreams, and or somebody who's still in that stage, maybe they're transitioning from high school into now the reality of life. What is the importance of, yes, being in obedience when it comes to your paros, but then the not shelving the dream that is deep down in your heart?
The important thing is that it's your dream.
Yeah.
It's not their dream. It's not anybody else's dream. And it's your dream. So I remember when I was in high school, I used to have this scrapbook. And like I told you, I was an artist, so I used to love emoji. One of the things I wrote in my scrapbook is that in the year 2012, sasa watu wamejua miaka yangu sasa. In the year 2012.
Tuanza kufanya
watu wameanza kubackdate. 2012, okay. I was like, in the year 2012, I am going to win an award with emoji for collaboration of the year. And that time was when Groove Awards was coming up and all that. And well, wacha nikuambie, what you speak in your life, what you speak with your tongue, it actually comes to be, and God listens. Like I said, God will not leave you. Akiona kuna shimo hapa, akona a way out. Akiona inji yenye unaenda, akona a similar way. You may not go the same way, but it's a similar way, and he listens to our prayers. So yeah, I won an award in 2012. Yes,
Look
it was not
that.
for being an artist, and it was not a collabo with Emoji, but it was my first award for Emerging DJ of the Year.
Come on.
Yes. Why? Because I was speaking that dream into
reality.
Time into reality. I used to go tell my friends, me I want to be a DJ. They're like, sasa wewe learn him quiet, tata him hyper.
How are you going to be a DJ?
How are you going to be a DJ? How are you going to do it? When I went to my parents, they're like, apana, yo si kitu boss, nini, you should not do it. But because it was my own dream, I had to go to God, ask him, yes, this is my dream and I just do whatever you can to achieve it or to make it come to be. And for me, I will do my part. So, you know, God set everything in place. I went to DJ school and I did my part. Even though I had given up the first day, I made sure that I went back the following day and did my part. So that I can get to that point where in 2012, I'm already winning an award at 18 years. And
wow.
Yeah. I was actually turning 18 that day. So
you were 17 point.
17 point. 17 point. And I had just finished my DJing school. I had not done DJing for 1 year actually. Yeah. And then in 2015, I won a Groove Award now. The Groove Award that I wanted is what I won in 2015.
Yeah.
And Gifted DJs, there was Gifted DJs competition where we were like 80 guys and I was the only female. And
yeah, right.
And I emerged number 3 in that competition. You know, so what you dream, it's your dream. So do not give up on it. Alafu, this whole thing of time limits, things can happen even at a later stage in life. So if it's that biashara you're feeling you want to open, and maybe saizi you're in employment, you're like, siwezi acha hii kazi kwa sababu I have so many responsibilities. It is okay.
Yeah.
That is where you're supposed to be at this time. One time you'll open that biashara. And no one should tell you that you should have done it in your 20s or 30s or 40s.
When the time comes, that is
that is the right time. So do not feel bad about it. Where mahali uko ngangana, you know, do your best. But keep that dream alive in your mind, because it's only alive in your mind. It's not alive in anybody else's mind. Your life is yours. Your dream is yours. So it's alive in your mind.
Yeah.
And when the right time comes, God is going to make it happen. So don't feel bad about it.
Yes.
Say, I should have done this in my 20s. No worries.
This is the right time.
This is the right time. Even if it won't happen this year, until next year, whichever time God has is the right time, it will happen. So keep your dream alive in your mind.
I love that. Yeah. Now, where are my questions? What did I want to say? I wanted you to, now that you are a God's girl, to party a verse of encouragement. But I think there's something else I wanted to say. The verse that you said, the statement you said about the things you say with your tongue.
Yeah.
The Bible actually says in Proverbs, I forget the verse, that the power of life and death lies in your tongue.
In your tongue, yes.
So the things you declare, the things that you decree upon your life, when you start seeing things failing, usiseme God amefail, it's the things that came out of your mouth.
Yes.
Because that is what God is going to give you. If you keep saying, mi biashara yangu ita flourish na economy, that's what you get. You know?
Nakwambia hata desk yenye niliacha high school, imeandikwa DJ Tabz all over.
DJ Tabz was here.
DJ Tabz was here. DJ Tabz was here. That scrapbook, I still have it to date. In fact, even my books za high school,
they're still there.
Zimeandikwa DJ Tabz. Yeah, some of them, like my Bible is there. My Bible is there. Tunaendanga tuki reconstruct. Unaipeleka pale town, mtu anaireconstruct.
I'd want to see how it looked. Do you have a photo of it before the reconstruction?
I don't have, but it's the Bible I used to date.
Yeah.
And it's written DJ Tabz.
I love that.
Yeah.
What is a Bible passage, even as we wrap this up, what is a Bible passage or a Bible verse that has kept you grounded all these years?
There's so many Bible verses. But there's one that I came across the other day, especially like this season where now people were celebrating love and all that. I actually sat down one time and I was like, I was praying. And then, when you're praying, unaomba, alafu something, you just start mumbling things. You're like, hey, kwani kunaenda aje? And God was telling me to pray and tell him, God, help me to fall in love with you again. And I came across now his verse fulani kwa Bible, the one that says about keeping God's commands. That keep my commands. How do you love God? You love him by keeping his commands. And nime paraphrase because I can't remember the exact wording. So by keeping God's commands, that is how you're able to fall in love with God again each and every time. Because our relationship with God is not constant. It's just like your relationship with other people. With your sibling, mnakosananga leo, kesho mko sawa, nini.
Sadi ile top,
exactly.
Sadi ile jacket yako.
Or with your parents or with your spouse or whatever. Leo mmekosana, kesho mko sawa, nini. It's the same case with our relationship with God. Haikuangi rosy kila time. You know, there are some times when things just go sour. But you need to learn how to love God again. That time when you've fallen out of love, you need to learn how to come back and be in love again with God. So, and that is by keeping his commands. So if you read his word, that is one of his commands. If you pray, that is one of his commands. When you go to church and serve, when you care about other people, you know, that is keeping God's commands. That way God teaches you the things that he loves. And when he teaches you the things that he loves, you fall in love with the things that he loves, and you fall in love with him too. That is the same case with dating and relationship. You fall in love with the things this person loves. And you cannot marry someone when you haupendi vitu zenye. Of course you can't love kila kitu.
Yes.
But you have to love his character, his personality. You have to love who he is. You know, those important things. So in the same way, when you keep God's commands and love his commands, you'll be able to fall in love
with God again.
Each and every time. All the time.
That. I want us to finish how we started. What is one thing about your generation that you don't like?
What is one thing about my generation that I don't like? I think it's what we've been talking about, that but I think my generation is a bit woke. I think
which generation are you talking on behalf of, by the way?
Millennials. Because I think our parents ndio walikuwa zile za like, oh, you have to go to school and study, you know, to be a lawyer and all that.
Engineer, nini.
Yeah. And I think that was kind of instilled in us millennials, but we have tried to
come out of that.
I think that's one of the things that personally I don't like about my generation, that it's skills easy tuzitaje, things like music and nini, they're still
passions, gifts, talents.
Hizi zenye hazikai white collar sana hizo. Even business, you know, hata hiyo plumbing yenye tunasema, there are people who have, I mean, ukienda building rental ama mall, mall si kuna plumbers huko. A whole mall lazima mtu atengeneze hiyo system yote ya plumbing. Ukichukia plumbing, nani atafanya hiyo kazi?
Fix pipes.
And it's a very good job. I mean, so watu wasichukie kazi.
Okay, so that's the one thing you don't like about the millennial generation.
That's one thing.
Okay.
Number 2, let us not disrespect
the role men play.
Yes. Let us not disrespect our husbands just because maybe we earn more or now we have jobs and all that. And let us not run to divorce when things are bad or when things are sour. Let us look for mentors, people to walk with us. Because I think most people do not have mentors. Ama maybe ukiwa na mentor, maybe hata ni watu wazee sana, maybe they don't understand
what's happening right now.
You know, so try and have mentors, try and have people to work with. Divorce is not the first solution. Separation is not the first solution. Always communicate. Communication should be your first solution. So watu waonge, and let us not normalize divorce. And separation and maybe not I think even people are like, me Mr. Fanya wedding at church, I don't want to be tied down. No.
Oh, it's like, let me play safe just in case.
Najua kusign papers, it's too serious. So wacha tusisign papers, wacha tukae tu pamoja, alafu sasa
you know,
ikifika kwa mbaya miaka 2-3
5
kila mtu tu ataenda na kutakuwa na stress. Alafu the guys are like, in fact me hata sitapatia mtu mali yangu. You know, that is what is happening in our generation right now, unfortunately. So I think that's one thing that I don't like.
Okay.
Yeah, let us normalize reconciliation and communication in marriages.
Yeah. Okay. Over to you.
Okay. There was this one.
Umeipangia.
Ni kama nimezinini.
Ama ni yenye imeanguka, you know, there's one on the floor.
Oh yeah, there's one on the floor. Okay, sawa.
Mungu amenipigania.
This one is deep.
Yeah.
This one is deep.
Let's hear it.
Okay. When was the time you faced rejection?
When was the time I faced rejection? I feel like I have experienced work-wise. There's a particular station, I'm not going to mention names. I just wanted to go there, do screen tests. I really wanted to present myself and show them that, nimefika bei. But I think because I was not celeb enough.
Okay.
Yeah, there was that. But spare relationship in my experience. Tabz, I used to be there shorty for shooting my shots. When it comes, I see a man I like.
Confidence is over there.
Then nilikuwa na lugha. I still have the lugha. It's just that, nimekuwa a bit more demure. Like, let me let the men do the chasing.
Oh, yeah, I know you're cute, yeah.
I used to shoot my shots. Ile mbaya. And I think men liked the confidence and the fact that I was not at aggressive about it. It's just, again, communicating how I feel.
Yeah.
But I would meet with men and they would just straight up turn me down because that time I was so skinny. Nilikuwa so skinny. Depression had taken a serious toll on me. And I would be rejected because I was too bones, konde sana, and man, it used to break me. So they would tell me, they would tell me, I love your personality, but ongeza nyama. And I actually had someone tell me, wanaume wapendi mifupa ni za umbwa.
Oh my God.
Yeah, people just have a lot of freedom for expression. So ilikuwa inaniuma, but the day I started, when the Lord expanded my territory.
So now, do you still think that it's okay, like, to approach a man or not?
I'd still do it.
Yeah.
For me, I think I'm naturally very confident. I usually say the worst that could happen is you tell me no, but at least I've spoken my mind.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'd still shoot my shot. Ni vile sahi, siwezi cheza hiyo mchezo, naweza jipata kwa blogs. Crossover host, desperate for love. You know how they exaggerate these titles
true.
in DMs, and then we would go bare to corner screenshots. No, but if I genuinely like you, I'll tell you. Whatever you make with that info.
Okay. Yeah. It's very much okay, because I think hata ile kadi imeanguka ilikuwa inasema, are you more of an introvert or an extrovert?
Oh, extrovert.
You're an extrovert, clearly. Yeah. So hata ukipata na mtu introverted, sometimes guys wanaweza mtu wako ni introvert sana anashanga, oh my God, how can I approach that lady? So if you're confident enough, there's no problem with approaching someone. There's no problem. Hakuna kabisa. I think it's vile society iko ndio inatuonyesha like, no, the guy must be the one to approach the lady. I mean, there's so many relationships out there that have
been initiated by a lady.
And they have been initiated by the ladies. So yeah, can still work. Yeah.
So maybe ladies, some of you are single.
Watu wasisikia vibaya. Watu wasi keep hizo feelings. Wasi hold hizo feelings ndani because like, I really like that person, but
but also to encourage you, if they reject you today, give it 5 years, they'll come back, because funny enough I see them in my DMs, but we're not gonna get personal. Niliokoka na nikaanza kuforgive watu, but for me, I'm the kind of person, I'll forgive you, but I can't give you a second chance. If you didn't appreciate me in my grass period, then you don't deserve me in my grace period.
Kenya unafanya ni before umu approach, ni vizuri unaomba Mungu, Moses prayed that Pharaoh's heart be hardened, and Pharaoh's heart was hardened. I mean,
for Pharaoh's heart to be
soft and hardened, and Pharaoh's heart ilikuanga hardened, but at the end of the day, it is God who softened Pharaoh's heart. So in the same way, uki approach mtu, hata kama una feel God can do anything.
Yeah.
God is a God of impossibilities. Na isikae ni kama ni old fashioned kuomba please. Someone might be there, they're like, DJ Tabz, sasa unasema nini? Ati sasa niombe ndio nipate mwanaume.
It's not outdated.
It's not outdated.
It's good to have God go before you. Ndio ukienda pia kuface your rejection, atakuwa amekupea hiyo grace.
Sure. Exactly. Lakini tumeomba watu wasikuwe rejected. It can really discourage people.
It can. But kama sisi Mataliban, we just kept going. But anyway, we live and learn every day.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for gracing my podcast.
Thank you too.
Yeah, it was lovely having this conversation.
Lovely time I've had. Thank you so much.
You see, I didn't want to preempt it on phone. Sasa tungeongelea. Nikasema, so what are you telling me on phone? Say it again. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Time imeenda hata sija notice tumeka.
I'm sure tumeenda 1 hour, right?
Are you serious?
It's possible.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
You said 40 minutes. But anyway, extroverts. Yeah. But thank you so much.
Thank you too.
May God bless you. Thank you for coming. And may God bless you for always keeping it a woman's journal. Thank you for watching. Thank you for keeping us company. Thank you also for the continued support you've shown me on this podcast. And it's always good to hear from you. If there's an episode that really impacted your life, always feel free to come in. I like to also affirm these guests that them sharing their story was not in vain. And also to let them know that this is also part of ministry one way or another. Yeah. So thank you. My name is Susan Grace. I will see you in the next episode of A Woman's Journal.